Hello, hello. Well, got us a little rear end here out of just a stock 2000. It's got a 342. So we're gonna go ahead and yank into this and yank this ring and pinion out and make sure everything's good in it. And since we don't have the 6-speed in the truck anymore, and we actually have turbo power now, we don't need this 430 gear. So we're gonna yank it out and put it on the shelf and put this 342 in, get a little bit more drivability out of this, and see if we can't load that turbo a little bit better in first gear. So stay tuned, let's see what we get into. Okay, grabbed our old Harbor Freight impact and zipped the nut off the front. We're gonna take a little brass hammer and give that a little tap on both sides and get that freed up. Knock that right off and go ahead and yank this on out. So looks like I'll have to have two hands. So okay, we got the rear end zipped up part. We got the side bolts off. A little rusty in here, but the gear looks good. It's got a little surface rust on it. We're not too worried about that. I'll show you a little trick I like to do. I like to pull this pin out, turn this over, shove the pin through. That way, if it gets stuck, you have the cross to pull it with. Makes it a little easier to get them in and out. Hopefully that'll help somebody. Shove the axles in, we're done. This bearing went out on this side, is what happened with this. Bad deal. Thank God they caught it in time. Ring gear looks good. We'll check on the pinion in a second. Okay, pulled that cross pin out, shoved both axles in. When we did, we heard the C-clips fall. They're down there, so we yanked the axles out. Here we go. That was nice. Get this cleaned up and looked at and make sure it's okay. There's supposed to be a bearing right there, I think. So, get this pinion out and check on it and yank the 430s out. Okay, crawl under here and pop these straps loose. If you notice the yoke on this, it's a lot bigger upgraded yoke. That is also from Quick Performance. So most of the parts, basically except for the rear end girdle, is all from Quick. So if you need anything for these 8.6 rear ends, they really have a lot of good stuff to make them live. The Precision Driveline Oklahoma City made the drive shaft, so shout out to them as well, making all this stuff work and stay together. Let's get this rear end apart. Okay, well, see that big pinion in there? It means we got the 342 back in. And we're fixing to go grab our chart and see what we torque everything to with our new cover. We're using that TA Performance cover. We went to our local hardware store this morning and had to get some metric bolts. TA made in America. They got American bolts, so we had to get some metric ones for this. So we'll get this finished up here in a second and go see how this old turbo likes 342. So, nothing eventful at all, but if I find anything, I'll sure let y'all know. All right, well, we got the rear end in. Everything's looking good. Boy, this is sure nice. 2200 mile an hour, going about 45, 50 mile an hour right now. The only difference is first gear's a little longer. Got my beautiful Sophie with me. We're going over to my dad's 72nd birthday, so figured we'd hop in the old hot rod truck and take it for a ride.
Pray for me, y'all.
As you can tell, first is a little longer now. So she'll club me in the head with something if I step into it too hard with her in here. So y'all will have to stay tuned for that later on. We'll get back with you. 70 mile an hour right there. We're cruising the streets in beautiful northern Oklahoma. Gotta make a run over to Tulsa. Go get a pickup truck bought. So I'm sure y'all will see it in the next couple days on here. 342 was a way to go with this. It's a different driver now. So now that we got the 342s in it, we'll go ahead and probably change the injector in it and reclock our wastegate, which is what has been keeping us from changing the dome pressure sensor that got broke, and hook some wastegate to it, or the wastegate controller to it. Maybe turn it up a little bit. If nothing else, we can make it come in a lot smoother and be a lot faster either way. So I think we're going to go ahead and end this one for now. I certainly appreciate y'all staying around to the end. Make sure you share this with one of your friends. Y'all have a wonderful day. Stay tuned. Bunch coming up this month.